Be careful who you label a witch, a warlock, a priestess. Always test the spirits, because even in Jesus' day, the religious, the so-called men, chief priests, could not even recognize Yahshua. He came demonstrating power, authority, and they said, who does he think he is? Isn't that just Joseph's boy? Isn't that Mary's son? We know where he comes from. But they didn't know he was born of God. Be careful, because they said that Jesus had a devil. They said John had a devil. Jesus came drinking, John did neither nor, and yet both were deemed to be not of God. See, you can't please religious people, because when you're operating in a realm that they can't perceive or understand, they are quick to label and judge what they cannot receive or perceive. The Bible says in Jude, these people are just so ignorant, because they question and call things that and say they're not of God when they are, because they have no understanding of it. But Jesus said, if you cannot perceive spiritual things, Jesus said, if you cannot even perceive earthly things, come on now, how can you receive heavenly things? You cannot. So in this hour, be careful about this exposure ministry. I'm going to keep sounding the alarm. People calling everything a devil that they can't understand. Walking in self-righteousness and a pious attitude, exposing their brother instead of covering them, instead of gently restoring them. Nope. That's too much like right. We've got to blast them all over the social media streets. And they get mad when they don't respond. Are you out of your mind? If this is how you show love, this is why people will gladly run to the witches and the warlocks, because sadly some of them know how to display the fruits of the Spirit better than so-called believers. If you cannot show grace and mercy and kindness, but yet the world is more compassionate than so-called believers, we've got a problem. Because the Bible says, how will you know those who are born of God? Will it be by how well they prophesy, how well they teach, how well they evangelize? No, child of God. It's going to be by how well you love. So we have to examine ourselves and take the plank out of our own eye, because we're so critical watching our brother. We miss our own blind spots. But today I pray that changes. We have to shift, because we are in the greatest revival of souls that we have ever seen, and we ain't got time to waste. Walk in love, you all. Love is how they will perceive and know who is truly born of God.